Welcome, welcome. Sarah Richardson here. Always think up, always think up. Coming live from the Creation Station. I don't know if I'm getting service down here or not. It's like spotty. I'm in the woods, guys. That's where I like it. So thank you. I wanted to come on live tonight. My baby's sleeping. We had a great weekend. And I wanted to thank you guys for all the emails. I just got a really great email this weekend and I wanted to answer it. So somebody asked me, Sarah, how do you get your teeth so white? And I have to tell you guys a secret. Um, just recently, I started brushing my teeth with baking soda. Yes, yes. Um, I love it. I love it. It's been making my teeth white. My mouth feels clean. Everything feels good. I've been really loving it. So do that, baking soda. Uh, thank you guys for all the emails and all the love and everything. It's been really great. But, if anyone wants to ask me on a date, I'm not really on here for dates. So I, if you want to know, I don't want to go on a date. I'm in the creation station. I'm being a mom. I'm doing all kind of fun stuff with my family. Thank you so much. Uh, so if it's emails about wanting to go on a date, I feel bad and I don't even know what to say. I don't want to go on a date right now. I promise. Uh, so let's get to the thing of what we're trying to talk about tonight. So I've been getting all kind of emails and they come about all kind of different things, right? So they're about, thinking positive. I'm thinking positive, Sarah, and I'll be going, and this bad thing will happen to me, and that happens, that happens, that happens. That's the wave. And then I have emails about, I get these school loans and these bills that I owe, and how am I supposed to accept that I owe all this money out and I'm living this life, and how am I supposed to be happy in life whenever I owe all this money? I get it. Um, Co-parenting. I get a lot of messages about co-parenting. So, this or that or the other about what people go through. And I didn't understand it as much until now, but I get it. People talk to me about marriage. I never been married, but love. They talk to me about love, work and play, the choices that we make, the words that we say. And so, what I've gathered about the things that people have been saying to me lately is acceptance. So, people are trying to find acceptance with themselves, with their lives, with their surroundings, with the things that go on. And that's a good thing. It's a good thing to even be at the place in your life where you want to be able to accept certain things that are happening to you or going on in your world. And sometimes by accepting things, you get rid of things. And sometimes by accepting things, you receive things. And so, there's all kind of different things that go into acceptance. Your hello, Charity. I love you too. You have to, when you have school loans and you have bills like that, you got to accept it, because if not, they're going to come grab that stuff out of your paycheck. In marriage and love, what do you want for marriage? What do you want for love? So, you guys are in love. I support marriage. I support the bond. So what do you want from that? If you want something more, you got to put something more into it. If you want something different, you got to change it and do something different. Um, when you're co-parenting, there are certain things that you want that other person to do or that you expect from that other person. So, then we get into acceptance of, your expectations. So then what are you expecting from these people? What are you expecting from people when you're thinking positive and when you're running into these things? When you feel that thing, do you think that it's that person, or do you think that that's you? That's you going through that thing. Um, when you're dealing with co-parenting, I have a special friend that mailed me, and we've been talking for a very long time about co-parenting, and I think, you know, I go through, my own things with it, and we're all different, and we all think of things differently, and we all have a way that we grew up that will reflect the way that we move forward or affect. So, you know, everyone is so different in that area. But it again, it goes into expectations. So, you know, thank you. We can't expect somebody to love the way we do. We can't expect somebody to be there the way we would. We can't expect somebody to know the things that we know or feel the whatever. You can't expect that. And then you can't set up your life to that expectation, because then it's almost like your whole life you just know that you're never going to meet this expectation. You know, if something's happening and you don't like it, remove yourself from that thing. If something's happening and you can't make that connection, just accept that and move on. You know, if you feel like there's a lack for, you know, your child in that space, bring more love to that child. That could be your brother, that could be your neighbor, that could be your old friend, that could be your gay best friend. You can just bring more love to that baby. It doesn't have to be their physical parent. I didn't have my dad who made me, guys, but you know, eventually in my life, and with what my mom did, I had a dad who raised me, and I didn't miss out before I met him, and I, you know, it just added to my life moving forward. I get what you're saying. I love my girlfriend. I love you for sharing this with me, her especially, because we've been just chatting about it this weekend. Acceptance is rough, but you'll have it in everything. So, you know, what is the bar that you set for yourself? It's good to set a bar for yourself, because who's going to push you to move forward? But what you're accepting in your life, you know, some people, you know, my girlfriend is going without her child's father, and some people have their child's father and it makes their life really fuzzy. So, you know, what you can't, there's not really one shoot for acceptance. That it's a really wide range. So, you know, are you going to accept a mental abuse situation in a fuzzy atmosphere, or are you going to accept that you can be alone and build a family with friends and people that you love and people that you adore and people that you really want your kids to be around? You know, because I don't know, some people will accept certain behaviors because they get certain sort of money towards the bills, or, you know, time whenever they're at work, or some people won't, you know, will accept the fact that maybe the other parent won't change and won't grow into a mature parent that is ready to be a parent. You know, you have this stuff with all kind of stuff, guys. You have it with love, you have it with situations, you have it with other people. But what's normal? I love you, Charity. What's normal, guys? What I think that normal is chakras and energy work and the way all that stuff feels. I think getting in tune with yourself is normal. I think going with your gut is normal. I think when you feel something that's not right and not good, that it's normal to get away from it. You know, I think it's normal to meditate. I think it's normal to ground and center. So that's where I want to go with this live. I want to say that, you know, I've had to accept many things in my life. You know, I feel so many people for so many things that they email me about. You know, and I hope that by me sharing back with you guys the things that I've been through, that can only help you a little bit, because I get it. You know, when you're talking about love, and when you're talking about plans, and when you're talking about goals, and when you're talking about dreams, I get it. I get it. But check your expectations on people. You know, quit expecting everybody to do everything. Like, you know, I don't know who's watching, but I see a couple people that I really, really love. And, you know, I can't expect them to watch my videos. I can't expect them to have time to talk to me. I can't expect any one person to stay any one way. You know, you have to ride the wave. You have to, you know, we have two things, guys. love ourselves and love everyone else. When you're loving everyone else, that doesn't mean you have to be around them. That doesn't mean you have to be up in their face, cheering them on, their number one supporter. You can love them from a distance. You can love them from the back. Just love them. I think part of acceptance is holding on to a way that we thought that a situation or a person or a thing would be. Acceptance is just knowing that there's not one way. There's not one way. Yeah, we would all like it to be the mother and the father raise the kids and the mom gets to stay home and raise her babies and teach her the core values of the family and everybody's married and the white picket fence, but it doesn't always go down like that. But that's okay. That's all right. Quit comparing each other, guys. I drink coffee at night to fall asleep, vice versa. You know what I mean? You can't change life. We get this life. We get this life. We get these loves. We get these situations. We get these kids. We get these experiences. We get these memories. We get this energy. We get this feeling. You can't change anybody, and you can't change anything. You were given this life exactly the way it was because it was for you. So I want to share a couple things with you guys that I do daily that I think help me to accept the crazy things that go on in my life. And sometimes when you're accepting things, you're accepting your dreams and you're accepting your thoughts. So it's not always that you're accepting bad things either. So, a lot of people link acceptance with, I need to accept these things that are bad. But sometimes part of acceptance is accepting the things that are good about you. Are you a good worker? Are you a good wife? Are you a great mother? Are you, you have to be able to accept whenever people come up to you and say, I think you're great and I love you. Some people, I say that to some people and they're like, shut up. No, you don't. No, I do. I really do. Like, even if you get on my nerves, I love you. Even if you've jolted with my energy, I love you, because I wake up in the morning and I ground in center. So I close my eyes and I put roots into the ground and I try to attach to the earth. And then I breathe that in for a couple minutes and then I cover myself in really green sparkly light, cover myself in really purple sparkly light, and I seal it off with a bubble, yes. And so then I seal everybody's energy out, because sometimes people have energies that stick with them, and those are people that you work with, or, anything. They might be in the restaurant, they might be serving your food, they might be doing whatever. So whenever, do that. Ground and center. Feel the earth. The earth came here to give us all its love. We came here to get love from the earth. Fill back up on the earth. So, a lot of people that message me, everybody that messaged me, you guys are all freaking great. So if you sent me an email, even if you're just watching and you just don't want to send me an email, you're great. I think you're great. Whatever you're doing, if it's not normal, I like it better. If you're not normal, I like you the best. I like the weirdos. I like everybody that's different. I like people that have different opinions and eat different kind of food, because that's how you learn stuff, guys. I want you guys to be mindful. Be mindful about, the people that are around you. Be mindful about the food that you're eating. Be mindful about the things that you're thinking about. Be mindful about the way that you're treating people and the ways that you're acting. When you're being mindful, you're starting to pay attention to you. So, that right there opens up things, to be able to pay attention and accept things a little bit better. One thing that really helps in acceptance is really just knowing that we're all one. So sometimes the things that we're so angry with somebody else about, that's because that's in us. Like, you guys will hear me keep saying that. I'm going to keep saying that, because when you're angry at somebody, when you feel let down, that's a part of you. That's something in you that's like needs fixed, because if it's bothering you that bad, that's your problem. I mean, that person, you might be so frustrated you can't get that person's attention, but that's not that person's thing. That doesn't link back to anything for that person. So, you know, that person might do this one thing and move on, and you're holding on to it because your mom's brother or whatever did that to you when you were young. They might not know that. So, you know that we're all connected and we're all one, and our bodies and our minds are all one. So, you know, start to think good thoughts on that person. So if you have a person in your life right now or a situation in your life that you're having difficulty with, you know, I try to tell everybody, think like 5 or 25 because I'm extreme, but think of things that you can put on that thing that are just love, because, you know, you might or might not love, but, you know, you can find something in every situation that you love. And you know, I've done healing with a lot of people. I love you too, man. Love, love, love. Um, and a lot of people don't realize how connected that we are. So, you know, when you're hurting, everyone else is hurting. And so, you know, reach out when you're going through something, man. Reach out and ask people. If you hear somebody that sounds like they're going through something that you're going through, ask them, how do you do that? How do you have the strength? I admire you. Um, Connect with people who've been there with what you've done. You know, learn from them, learn from their mistakes, and learn from their goodness in it. You know, there aren't good and bad thoughts. You know, quit judging your thoughts. That's another thing I want you guys to do. You know, everyone's always think up is a place where I want everyone to think up, but don't think that when you're in the doo-doo that's like a bad place. That's just like the up and down of the wave, you know? My Wi-Fi is like spotty, sorry. So another thing that I love, and you guys know this, is the 528 hertz frequency. So I have one on right now, 528 hertz, the frequency of love. I love it. So, you know, I meditate to that a lot. So I'll put that on and I'll just write. And a lot of times I'll write about situations that I'm having a hard time with or a hard time accepting, and I'll put some love in it and put some, you know, thankfulness for lessons that I have learned and things that I have felt or people that I have met and through that experience. Because even when you have a bad experience, you go to a funeral of somebody that you love and you're so sad, and then you just go there and you run into love. You crash your car and you run into love. It happens, guys. You just have to pay attention when you're being mindful, when you're meditating. Oh, 528. Yes. Look up on YouTube, guys. Go on YouTube and look up like vibrational frequencies. I will look up vibrational frequencies, vibrational healing frequencies. It's this Solfeggio, Solfeggio. I love vibrations, and I believe in healing through vibrations, and they have like all kind of tones. And if you don't like it, it doesn't resonate with you, then flip a different one on, because they're all really different and they're all really great. I hope you love that, Sherry. And that's like nature sounds. So the 528 is one I really love because that's just love. And then 432 too, because those are like nature and love. You're welcome. I love you for coming to Always Think Up. Oh, I love you, Shannon. You know, when we're out here accepting, a lot of people might not think that we're right for what we're doing. That's something that you run into sometimes. So when you're going through some things, you know, you might have people talking about what you're doing and, you know, going against what you're doing because they don't understand it. That's okay too, because that's not your job to get them to understand that. Maybe something later that they'll go through in their life, they'll look back and say, oh, shoot, I understood so-and-so whenever they were going through that thing. That's not for you to worry about. Don't you worry about that. All right, guys. Well, it's 9:51. I got to wake up early in the morning. I'm a little nerd. But I just wanted to come and give you guys a video because I have been getting a lot of emails, and they round out you know, acceptance of things in their life, and, you know, about the jobs, you know, the jobs that you accept in your life. If you're going through something, you don't like your job, quit. You know, some people don't like to hear what I have to say because that's how I am sometimes. If it's to the point where you don't like it, then quit. You know, I was a barber, and I got to the point where I love being a barber. I just was ready to do something else in my life. And so, you know, it wasn't that I didn't love being a barber, so I could just ride it out until I did something else. But, you know, that's because I love being a barber. If you're not in love with what you're doing, you know me. I say, if you're not in love with it, quit. If it's causing friction in your life, get it out. I don't care if it's your mom, guys. I don't care if it's your mom. If it's causing friction in your life, get it out. If it doesn't work in your life, get it out. You can always do something else. You can always make it. You know, have faith. You know, part of acceptance is faith. You have to have faith. You have to have faith that some of the shitty stuff that happens to you in your life happens because you have to get ready for that good stuff. There's good stuff. There's good stuff. There's good stuff in bad stuff. There's good stuff after bad stuff. There's good stuff before bad stuff. It's the wave. There's going to be bad stuff. Can you accept the bad stuff? You know, can you accept that you are different than other people? I love that everyone's different. I love that every single person that's on my thing is different. I love that you guys are all from different backgrounds. I love that you guys are all from different places. I love that you send me all different kind of things. That's all different kind of love. I mean, you know, if somebody is loving and they're being a little bit hard, that's their little hard love. If somebody's loving and they're crying, that's their crying love. Just, you know, learning to accept things is just letting go of your ego of what you thought it was supposed to be. Really. You know, when you're accepting things, you know, you have a certain way that you think that your mom and your neighbor and everyone's supposed to be, and it just doesn't always work out like that. And, you know, acceptance is if you don't like your neighbor and it gets to the point where it's bothering you every day, move. If you don't, you know, that's the thing. Like, you don't have to do any one thing. There's always something else that you can do. There's always a way to think up out of that thing. Sometimes there are things that you're stuck with in your life, but the way that you love yourself and the way that you set boundaries for yourself, those are ways to accept things that feel like permanent situations. Well, I love all you guys. And I love all your emails and I love all your interactions. I hope everybody has a really great night. I hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. You know, I hope everyone has the greatest week ever. That's what I hope for everyone all the time. So that's another way to, you know, get acceptance. Start praying. My thing is messing up my Wi-Fi. Start praying, guys. Pray for one another. Pray for yourselves. Ask for things. I love you. I love you. I love you. One love. Mwah.